Today, I want to talk about the 3 first things that I recommend you do as a first-time homebuyer to get prepared for your first home purchase. Hey there, this is Patrick Culleton with JP Real Estate, and I want to answer a question that we always get asked a lot, and it's specific to first-time homebuyers. If you're a first-time homebuyer, you probably know exactly what I'm about to be talking about because you are in a very different situation than someone that's looking to buy a home that already owns a home. So the question we get asked a whole lot is, what's the very best place to start as a first-time homebuyer? The situation that you find yourself in as a first-time homebuyer is definitely different than a traditional home buyer that's selling one house and buying another. So we want to take advantage of all of the opportunities that are out there for first-time home buyers, but also be aware of some of the potential challenges and pitfalls. So the question is, what's the very best place to start? I mean, what's the very first step for a first-time home buyer if they want to start preparing in their home buying journey? So if you're thinking about this and you're going ahead and getting ready to prepare, you might not be right around the corner from buying your first home, right? It might not be something that happens in the next 30 days. Maybe it is, but for most people, they start the planning phase 6 to 12 months before they're actually going to be ready to buy a home. So let's assume that you are thinking about buying a home maybe later this year or next year or just at some point in the future, right? What can you do today to put yourself in the best position possible so when you ultimately do buy a home, you're going to be set up for success? And so the very first step I would recommend is talking to a mortgage broker and understanding what your pre-approval situation looks like. Because number one, there's a lot of bad information out there, and there's a lot of different loan programs, and there's a lot of different guidelines, and there's a lot of changes in the industry. And so because of this, there's often a lot of bad information floating out there, and it's extremely common for someone to say, hey, I heard this, is this true? This is stopping me from buying a house. And I'm like, no, that's not the case. As a matter of fact, if you do this, this, and that, you could buy a home tomorrow if you wanted to. So the first thing that you want to do as a first-time home buyer when you're getting started is to find a mortgage broker that you can chat with that can walk you through what the pre-qualification process will look like. They're going to talk to you about your income. They're going to talk to you about your debts, your assets, and your credit, and they're going to walk you through what an ideal profile would be, so to speak, for a first-time home buyer. This way they can take your specific situation and help you understand what that roadmap would be for the pre-qualification process. Now, the difference between a mortgage broker and a mortgage lender is pretty simple. If you work as a mortgage lender, maybe you work for Bank of America or just another big company, I don't know, Southeast Mortgage or something, which fine companies, you have options to those companies' loan programs. So if you work for Bank of America, you can help people with Bank of America's loan programs, but that's it. Now, as a mortgage broker, you actually can shop multiple lenders across multiple states to help find the best option for that borrower. So we like to recommend our home buyers work with a mortgage broker because this way they have more options on the table. They can often be more competitive, they can find better rates, better terms, maybe lower down payments, and just all in all make it a better process by custom fitting that borrower into their specialized program rather than just offering the one program that Bank of America might have at that time. So we definitely recommend starting your conversation with a mortgage broker who can help you understand the pre-qualification process. Now, the very second step is going to be a little bit more implementation than just research, right? Because we're still in the research phase. We're still planning ahead of time. But the truth is, if you want to buy a home next year, 12 months out, you need to make sure that your credit history is looking good for the next 12 months because that's typically how far back a bank or lender is going to go. They're going to look 12 months back at your recent credit history. I mean, they might go back even farther, but the last 12 months are going to be important. So you want to start creating an exceptional profile for yourself as a first-time home buyer. You're going to want to make sure you're not missing any payments, you're paying everything off on time, you're not taking out any new debt, don't go financing a new vehicle, don't go financing a car, don't go opening a bunch of new credit cards. You want to have a pretty stable credit history, and don't go doing any, funny banking. Don't make extremely large deposits or pull all of your money out at once and stuff it under your mattress, because these are just going to raise suspicion for a potential lender to make sure you're not going to go disappear with the money, right? So after you talk to a mortgage broker and you get a good understanding for the mortgage approval process, then you're going to want to start making sure you have a strong 12-month credit history. The very last step is going to be finding a real estate professional that can help you get to understand the market. Now, you may not be ready to search for homes. Maybe you do get out and look, but in most cases, people are not out looking for homes 12 months before they're ready to buy. What you want is to find a local professional that has a lot of experience. And in this business, we say if you don't have 500 deals under your belt, you're new. So look for someone with extensive experience, preferably at least a few hundred transactions under their belt, that can share with you some market insight and data. Have them send you some reports. They should have access to data via their MLS. If they don't, I would be worried if that real estate professional is really a professional if they're not investing in these tools. So make sure that they send you some market data. Ask for things such as the median sales price, the average days on market, the months of inventory, and the current pending sales. If you don't understand what all these terms are, ask them to walk you through what the current market situation looks like, but make sure they send you data to back it up. Because if they're just telling you what they think without providing data to back it up, then it's likely that they're just a salesperson trying to convince you to buy a house. So make sure that no matter what you're asking them, you're getting it all backed up from data. Once you have a good understanding of the market, it will help you prepare mentally to know how long are homes sitting on the market for, how much can I negotiate, how many sales are typical, and just give you a good picture to make you an ultimately prepared buyer when it's time to get out there, so you don't have to learn through trial and error. So if you're considering buying your first home, these are the 3 steps that I would recommend you take to get started on your journey. Number 1 is talk to a mortgage broker about the pre-approval process so you understand what it will take for you to get pre-approved for a mortgage. Make sure that you start building a strong 12-month credit history so that way there's no credit challenges when it comes time to buy the home. And lastly, find a local real estate broker or agent who can share market data with you and help you get an understanding of what's going on in the market. Now, if you do these things, you will very, very likely be super set up for success by the time you go buying your first home, and you will be multiple steps ahead of all the other first-time home buyers that just get started and learn with their feet running, trial by fire, and have to go through this process the hard way, while you, on the other hand, did your research and got prepared ahead of time. This will make you more competitive, make you more likely that you can find the house quickly, and just overall make it a better process because you'll have a little bit of experience. So if you have any questions about any of that, if you want to talk to us about that mortgage approval process, or you'd like to get some information on the local market, don't hesitate to reach out. You can call us anytime at 678-772-4259 or visit our website, yourbestofferguaranteed.com. We have access to a lot of tools, data, and contact forms through our website. So if you're a tech person, go ahead and just check out our website. Otherwise, call, text, 7 days a week. We are here to help. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. If you found it helpful, consider liking or subscribing for more great information, and we hope you make it $1 million day. Bye now.